Sport Fishing on the Fly is brought to you by Togen's Fly Shop, Maui Jim Sunglasses, and Hardy Rods and Reels.
Good day everyone. Today on the bench I'm going to tie you up a gray wolf. This is actually a blonde wolf, just a little bit of a version from the gray. It's a color I really like to use. This fly is bomb proof. It'll float through any kind of water. Rides very high in rough western rivers. So let's go over the materials we need to tie the fly. I'm going to be using a size 12 dry fly hook. We'll be using some 8/aught tan thread. I'll be using some deer hair. Now this is really nice fine tips on this. That works good on this fly. The dubbing, I'm going to be using some Antron sparkle dubbing on here, and it is the golden tan. It's a nice coloration. It's almost like a Adams, but a little more on the tan side. And then we'll use some Cree super saddle here for the hackle. We'll get a hook in the vise. It's hard to believe, but Lee Wulff apparently would tie these flies, these wolf style flies, up right in his hand without a vise. That's an amazing feat. Did a lot for the fly fishing community, Lee and Joan Wulff. Okay, I'll take a little clump of my hair for the tail, get it in the stacker. I think Joan is still, I don't know if she's doing any casting schools or demos anymore, but she held a record years ago, I think, for casting on 160 feet, I believe it was. So I'm going to get my tail tied on there, come up about a third back from the shank, cut these butts off of the hair. It's really important you have good hair when you're doing these flies. Tie the butts down good. Trim anything off. Now to come around the back here, I'm just going to go underneath. Oh, and that didn't sit quite right. Now when I do the last turn, I want it just to be a soft turn. That gathers my hair up. Otherwise it'll flare with the pressure. Now we'll come up to where the tie-in point is, 1/3 back from the eye. And we'll bring in about twice as much of our hair. Make sure you get all the underfur out so it stacks. Wants to stick on me a little bit here. A little bit of static. You can put static guard. You can also get a little bounce sheet and just put it on your lap, and just so you don't get the static. Makes working with hair a little more difficult. And I get the tips coming out nice and even. You get the black tips. I want that length of the body again. Get some good turns. Get loose turns and then tighter as you go down. Like Jack Dennis's tighter and tightest. A lot of people don't like working with deer hair. It's a little bit tricky. Can be frustrating. But deer hair has got such a great spot in our patterns. I like using natural materials, I really do. Now I'm going to stand the clump up, get some turns ahead of it. There, now I'm just going to split these in half. Exit on. There. I'll go with that. Kind of off at a 45. Nice balance. What did I do there? I got myself a little Caught my hair when I did my half hitch. Take the half hitch out. Oh, I still got two here caught in. An old habit of mine, throwing half hitches in all the time. I'm not going to use the Norvise here to spin my dubbing on. I could, but I'm just going to work this dry fly dubbing on by hand. This Antron has got a nice sparkle. Looks good. I like it in the water, it looks really nice. Now we'll take a turn at the back. We'll kind of get a bit of a taper going here to the front. See, it's got a little mottled appearance to it as well. There, now I'll get one of my hackles. Now I want the dry fly, you want the dull side forward, tied just behind the wing. 1, 2. I'm gonna wrap this hackle through the wings and the thorax, and then give it 2 turns in the front, and that gives it a lot more flotation. It doesn't look as pretty because the hackle's not sitting perfect angles, it's sitting kind of crossways underneath, but what it does is gives it way more flotation. I'll just take my little keeper back here, back over my materials. Should have had the small one on there, I had the bigger one on my bobbin. Pretty cool idea, Norm Nordlander showed us that. Saw that off. And there it is. See, the hackles want to come a different direction at the bottom. That gives it so much more floatability. So if you want to fly the fish in rough water, this is your deal right here. These Wulff style flies are really get the job done. And if you want to just go straight with your hackle, that's what it looks like right there. It looks a little neater. You can go that style too. And it will float. I got lots of hackle and lots of hair on it, so that'll ride real nice. I just wanted to show you both methods of that. So we'd like to thank you again for tuning in Sports Fishing on the Fly today, and we'll catch up to you again real soon.